Your life is nothing more than a series of decisions that you make. So if you decide to put your attention on something, that attention, if you're aggressive with that attention, you really focus the attention, it'll transform your relationship with whatever it is you put your attention on. So make your decisions to focus your attention wisely, you see? So as I said, 6 months ago, when was it, January, in San Francisco, I said, time to start putting attention on the physical body. So I went back, and what did I do? Went to the internet, you see? And started off with bodybuilding.com. I was reading about different workout routines and things like that, and they have a huge library of information, But I remember one day I was going through, now, if you think I'm talking about physical conditioning, you're not getting this lecture at all. I'm talking conceptually. I'm talking about how do you manifest things. I'm talking about how do you move forward. How do you, no matter what you're into, what's the process? It requires expanded vision, and it requires flexibility. There's something I call the flywheel effect. It's used a lot of different ways, but I've been amazed after I coined the term and watch, you coin the term, it precipitates out the concept, and so you start applying the concept. And the flywheel effect is so powerful. It dominates people's lives. I think the way I started, where that term first came from for me was they say that every 4 to 6 weeks it's good to change your workout routine. And I just realized, the hardest routine you ever do is the first day of the new routine. Because you've got a flywheel effect going. And to shift that flywheel, all that momentum, it's hard to do. But now the flywheel effect is a generalized concept. You do well to take a look at the flywheel effect as it applies to your personal life, how you live your life. How do you live your life? This deals on so many levels. It's not just about, what workout routine you do. It's about what food you eat. It's about your relationships, be they personal in your family, be they business, be they whatever. People are slaves to the flywheel effect. And it's like with the flywheel effect, you have blinders on to everything else. I remember I was telling somebody about this research that, interval training is where it's at. Interval training is kind of like sprints. You do 1 minute all out, and then 1 minute rest. And then 1 minute all out, 1 minute rest. Or 30 seconds, or whatever. And the research on it is astounding. You can get in 20 minutes, literally, even, there's one routine, 4 minutes, a 4-minute routine. And you get, and the studies are there, you get more results than you do in an hour of jogging. And you'll experience it if you did it, It's called Tabata. And then there are all these different intervals. They have all these different advantages. But the point is, I was talking to somebody who just, for a number of years, has been, running, I don't know how far, but jogging, half hour, I don't know what they do. And I brought this up, and this person was really thin. But as Mike Geary says, he says, I've never seen, what did he say? I've never seen a marathon runner with a body that I would want. They call it skinny fat. They're skinny, but there's no muscle, And so if you did a proportion of muscle to fat, they're probably fat, even though they look like rails. They call it skinny fat. But I was talking to this person about it, And they were like, well, no, I love it because when I jog, I just kind of go into this trance state. It's called addiction, isn't it? And it just feels so good, and I forget about everything, and I'm just running. And I said, well, yeah. He said, but, what it does, and this person's, they were real, it's the word sinewy, just like stringy muscles. There was no, muscles should be more like plump, But this person's muscles were real sinewy and tight, and just no fullness to it at all. And I said, has that effect on the muscles? Also, there's research that shows that it doesn't improve anything with respect to the incidence of coronary heart attacks, Doesn't improve that at all. In fact, there's some evidence that it may make it worse, increase the incidence. It increases free radicals in the body. It increases damage to joints. A lot of these marathon runners have hip replacements, knee replacements, the whole thing. So there's and also if you do the studies on the intervals, oxygen consumption and all that gets better. Whereas with aerobic training, I'm using aerobic training not by the conventional definition, not the scientific one. Aerobic training means running for a long time at a steady state or doing something like that at a steady state. Here's what the scientific research showed on aerobic training. What it does is it helps you to burn food more efficiently. As a result, you require less and less food to maintain your body weight because you're burning it more efficiently. So to maintain a lean body from aerobic training, you have to run further or faster or longer just to tread water, you see. But what interested me was the response to all that. It was the flywheel effect. Oh no, this is what I do, Now that, if you hear that and you apply it, oh, Michael's talking about aerobic training versus interval training, you're not getting the point. But the point is, the mind becomes so fixed, the emotions become so fixed, your life becomes so fixed that you just can't see outside the box of your own flywheel, your own indoctrination. And it's rampant with respect to almost everything in life. You see? Happy feet. You have to have happy feet.